Let me just stop for a minute. I need to say something that I think is important. The whole thing about the veil this morning. This would be a bad transition, but the veil this morning. The whole thing about that veil is that I think that most of the time people try to be perfect before they reach into the presence of God, before they come to the place where they reach in and begin to grab for more. I want to tell you something. He's not looking for perfect people. And as I read this text this morning, I thought about this, but I had no idea that there would be anything about this, the veil. Verse 42, he said, so also is the resurrection of the dead. The body is sown in corruption. It is raised in incorruption. You may think that you're not as good or as wonderful as somebody else. If you could think of yourself as a seed, you might prefer to be a mustard seed because they're yellow and they're very round. And they're just kind of delicate. Some of us don't happen to be quite that delicate. Some of us have traits that are very rough and coarse. Some of us act in different ways and live in different ways. But we are all a seed after the human kind. And sown, we will bear the markings of our God. And like the Holy Spirit has already said this morning, we don't have a clue what he wants to do in our life. But as seeds who are sown, we will begin to grow up and begin to see God flourish in our lives. And through that, we will see a wondrous thing begin to happen, and seeds take on completely different shapes, and we take on completely different personalities. That's already happened in most of us who are born again Christians. But there is another day. Listen to me, there is another day. You haven't seen anything yet. We have seen nothing yet of what God wants to do in us. He said